talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, Jaybird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
Hey, it's a beautiful Tuesday out there, Quad Cityans. Hope you're all staying warm. Got Coral with cheese in here, keeping us hot and toasty with her hot takes.
Yeah.
Hot takes.
Hot takes, my just reckless speculating.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Did you know it's National Pizza Day?
It is?
Yeah.
Shut up. No way.
It's National Pizza Day.
Interesting.
Well, now I got to tell my grandma we have to have pizza tonight.
National Pizza Day.
National Pizza Day.
I think we've beaten the pizza horse as big as we can here on this show. But, yeah, I mean, when it comes to Quad Cities, you have Quad City Styles Pizza, and you got Happy Joe's, and that's what we got for ourselves. So it's pretty important.
I think we might have to get some Vans.
Vans is always one of the best at it.
Cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
Mine is always, the go-to is the Rizzo at Vans.
We always get the Garden Patch.
Yeah?
Because I'm just such a veggie person. And then I'm disgusting, and I like to dip it, or I like to sprinkle some sriracha on it and dip it in ranch.
So before we went on the air, there's a poll out there that I briefly saw. I didn't realize that it was... how long is that poll for, by the way? Because Valentine's Day isn't until...
Sunday.
Yeah.
It goes 2 days and 22 hours left.
And the poll is on Twitter.
Yep.
By the Craphead Hasslers, right?
Yep.
What host do you want to be your Valentine?
There's 2 votes for me right now.
How many for
There's
me?
one for me.
None.
What? I don't want to be anyone's Valentine then.
Well, they just posted it
Okay. Well, I don't want to be theirs either.
an hour ago.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it started yesterday. I have no idea why. I know I saw it.
I'll end up winning.
No, I doubt it. I almost voted for you, but I voted for myself because I can get myself chocolates.
Yeah, but everybody wants to cuddle with you, right? I'm a cuddler.
Yeah. I have a Valentine this year, you guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it your cat?
No.
Oh.
It's an actual person.
No way. With a heartbeat?
What?
Yes.
When did
Can
this
you
happen?
believe that? Yesterday.
Did you
What do you mean yesterday?
tie him up in the closet?
They asked me to be their Valentine.
So some dude said to you, "Do you want to be my Valentine?"
Yes.
And you're like, "Yeah."
On
I was
Twitter or like in real life?
yes. In real life.
No, come on. This shit can't be real.
I'm being serious.
Hold on. Some guy actually
Brad.
said to you,
Yes.
"Do you want to be my Valentine?"
Yeah, you use those
Yes.
words?
Well, it was more like, because I think you're this, and this.
What,
You're so great, etc. I would love for you to be my Valentine.
Oh my God.
what is he, 3?
Is he 14?
No.
Is he 3rd grade?
No.
I mean, why not just, hey,
I hope he's not
think
listening. I
think
feel
you're
bad for the guy
hot.
if he's
Yeah.
listening. Does he
Hey,
listen to the
Hey,
show?
Sometimes.
Hey, Coral, I think you're cool. You want to date?
Well, that's also on the docket.
Does he have to ask you that now, or is it just
Yeah.
Valentine a different thing?
Yeah, he's got to ask.
Okay.
Oh, did he say like, we got to get
Did
over
he
this?
give you a candy heart when he did it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Did he say like, "Do you want to do something this coming Sunday?" And you're like, "What do you mean?" And he said like, "It's Valentine's Day."
No, he sent me. Okay, so this all started yesterday in the morning.
Yeah.
He sent me a screenshot of these Harry Potter Build-A-Bears.
Okay.
I was like, I need it. He goes, oh, too bad I don't know a girl that I could just take, for Valentine's Day and go get a Build-A-Bear. And I was like, oh yeah, too bad you don't know anyone that likes you.
Yeah.
Build a
And he was
bear.
like, "Hey."
It just went
I mean,
on and
so
on.
And
you
he's
go
like,
out
"So
to the
Val-
mall and you build a bear together for your date?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We got matching bracelets last night
I bet you did.
at the arcade.
You know what you should do for him?
What?
Get a safety pin and put a bunch of little beads on it, and then he can put it on his shoelace.
Oh man, I remember those. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
God.
friendship beads. Yeah. Listen, I'm happy for you that you have a Valentine, Coral.
I am too. I'm not making fun
I'm
of it.
shocked. shocked.
I'm not.
I shocked myself.
I'm not shocked. The story is shocking.
So shocking.
Why?
Because it's just a bad story.
Whatever.
Honestly, I'm not going to say to anybody ever, like, do you want to be my Valentine? Because,
I
like,
thought it was cute. Because...
yeah, if you're 9, yeah.
No.
If
I think
you're
it's
9.
cute.
Yeah.
You guys
Anyway.
are mean. You guys
I'm
are
not
just jealous.
Hey, yeah. Sure. We're jealous. Yep.
Do you guys want to be my Valentines?
Sure. Yep. Yep. I don't want to go get matching bracelets at the arcade, though. I can tell
Why
you.
not?
I don't know. What
We
was
can
it?
get alien keychains.
Where'd you guys go? To Putt and stuff?
No,
Where-
Betplex.
Oh, okay. So
and then
that's
he watched my volleyball game.
he watched your volleyball game too? This guy really likes you.
Yeah, he does.
Because I tell you what, there's probably nothing worse than co-ed volleyball.
Oh, we played like absolute butthole last night.
Yeah.
That was the worst we played in a long time.
Oh my goodness.
I did okay.
Was he on his
But-
phone the entire time, or did he watch the entire?
No, he actually like watched most of it.
This guy sounds too good to be true.
Well, I was wearing leggings and my booty looked really good in them.
And then you guys went to the putt and stuff and got matching bracelets.
Yeah, you wanted to,
After
he
playing
wanted
what?
to putt and stuff.
Yeah,
all right.
I know. Did he let you win in skee ball?
Oh, I kicked his butt.
He let you in.
Yeah.
Jeez, this guy. Oh my goodness.
Is it so shocking that someone might like me?
No, not at all. Not one bit. It's too much. Letting you win in skee ball, asking you to be your Valentine, watching you play co-ed volleyball, like all these things sound like my nightmare.
I couldn't tell you the last time someone actually was like, let's go on an actual date.
Uh-huh.
And I was interested in them.
Yeah.
And now I have dates all the time.
Yeah, to Build-A-Bear and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and Olive Garden.
Oh my goodness, Olive Garden, you didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Now things are getting ridiculously serious. Are you guys Facebook official yet?
No.
No. Did you take pictures with him and post
No.
it? Then did this really happen? Is his name Snuffleupagus?
No. Guys are so mean to me.
That is really good.
I hope he's listening right now.
I hope so too, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me over my comments or whatever else. I think he sounds peachy keen.
Peachy Keen.
I think he sounds peachy keen.
Okay.
That's from Greece.
Yeah.
He sounds peachy keen to me. Well, maybe someday Prince Charming will show up out of the blue somewhere. Do you really think so, Frenchie? I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Anyway.
God.
What?
I know we're going to get a phone call coming up soon. A friend of the show, Adam's going to call in briefly. We're going to talk about some things. Especially, I mean, what we broke down yesterday, what we're doing again today. It's a little bit more about just how incredible Tom Brady is. And the fact of the matter
Shut
is...
up, Eddie.
And the fact of the matter is, like, do you think he's going to repeat? Again, like I said yesterday, our kids will never, there's someone on the phone right there. That might be Adam. You ready, T-Ray?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Hit it.
Welcome to the show. Who do we have online?
Oh, you got Adam, buddy. What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, by the way, I don't appreciate you making fun of me like that. I asked Coral all nice and gentleman-like.
That's
Just joking.
too
Yeah,
much.
Hopefully my wife's not listening.
Yeah.
Oh, she can just join.
Oh, dear Christ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Things
Anyway.
have changed. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Kidding.
I was doing some research last night, and I was looking at Cell Pal's latest report, and he was talking about something about how you can compare what Tom Brady has done this season to what LeBron James has done in the NBA. And by that, I'm saying that he had the talent enough to go ahead and pick where he wanted to go as far as winning right away and creating a championship team around him, and then proceeding to follow through with that and getting a title to the town he moved to. For the example they're saying is that when Tom Brady went there, yeah, they had a good team, but after he got there, he brought Fournette with him. He brought Gronk with him. A lot of other pieces of the puzzle wanted to come with them as well. And if you look at LeBron, they pretty much destroyed that Lakers team once he got there and started over again and went after AD and went after other supporting cast members. So hearing that comparison really like struck a chord with me, and I was like, that's interesting because I've been talking about player empowerment in the NFL for a couple months now, and just kind of looking into it a little bit more. And I really think that you're going to start seeing more of this. And the other example I have is Stafford moving to L.A. I mean, yeah, maybe he didn't have 100% of a choice to go to L.A., but that's another opportunity in the making where you already had a stout defense there. Maybe all you were missing is that leadership in that quarterback play. How much is Stafford going to bring to L.A. now? Is there going to be guys that want to go play with him? Mm-hmm. The other example is, does Deshaun Watson see all this and now says, hey, I want to be that man. I want to be that guy. I go to New York, I could be the next Derek Jeter. I can bring a championship to New York. I can be New York's little baby. I could do whatever I want, go to a steakhouse, get a free steak, take Coral with me.
I don't like steak.
I mean, anything's possible in that guy's
Olive
life.
Garden.
I mean, he's a huge talent. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys and see what your thoughts are on all that. If maybe I'm looking down a rabbit hole that really isn't there, that I'm trying to make there.
Yeah.
Go on,
T-Ray. Just stay on the phone, Adam, because I have something to say.
I would say this. I mean, the comparison is there. I mean, the difference is, Brady obviously stayed with one team for 18 seasons, as opposed to LeBron, jumping 3 times now. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be the difference to me.
But in the similarity, on the other hand, if you look at Tom Brady leaving New England, they tanked. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland hasn't done anything. Look at Miami. Miami's just now starting to put together another team.
Well, the NBA is quite a bit different than the NFL. And the NFL, I would say the NFL, I like the NFL draft situation better. I don't like the lottery thing that you have in the NBA. I don't think it's not a situation where you have guys coming out of college every year that come in and instantly dominate, like i.e. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Jordan, Elijah Ewing. They came in and started playing at an elite level instantly. I mean, it's very few and far between. I mean, even Zion Williamson isn't quote unquote dominating. It's more of an established league. I mean, LeBron would probably been the last guy that came in and really did dominate at but obviously he didn't go to college. I don't know. The NBA just is a different monkey to me in that situation where it's just not. You don't have as many players. It's hard to find the impact guy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. Like, let's say in the NBA, Brady was a 7th round draft pick. In the NBA, once you get past about the 30th pick, that you're looking at guys that are probably just going to be bench players and contributors for minutes to give and rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe I haven't done a good job by explaining this. Maybe more way to look at it is the star power. So like they're talking about Brady being not only the star quarterback, but he's also being like the GM. Like do you see more of that happening in the NFL where the quarterback is not only the quarterback, but now he's the GM. He's putting pieces around him that he knows he needs.
Well, I think if you got respect, I mean, Brady obviously has respect. I think Deshaun Watson is going to get that sort of respect. What Brady did is basically he called his boy Gronk and said, "Dude, you should be on this team." And and obviously the people in Tampa wanted Tom. Jay talked about it's
Operation Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
This isn't and that's what I was trying to get at. The whole thing with
like Leonard Fournette, I mean, they were very fortunate to get him the way it happened. I mean, him being released all out after only a couple years down there, that was pretty dumb for me. I didn't see why, but maybe it was a situation where Fournette was disgusted with where Jacksonville was going because they basically were trading away all their stars. And he's like, what am I doing here? So, good. I mean, good for them to snag Fournette. I don't know if that's a situation where Fournette, quote unquote, wanted to go there. You know what I mean? But I think the Antonio Brown and the Gronk signings were totally Brady.
Right.
So, yes, there's something to be said about it.
Adam,
but that being said, sorry, Jay.
No.
You would think that those idiots up in Green Bay would let Aaron Rodgers have a say. And I think Matt Erickson would, because he's getting no sort of empowerment. He's getting nothing.
Exactly.
They drafted a quarterback last year, like a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say next, is that look at Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he could easily step into anywhere and become this Tom Brady GM/quarterback. Like, hey, this is what I need. This is what will get us to the next level. And if Green Bay would listen, I think they would be at the next level instantly. But if they're not going to listen, could he go to somewhere like someone that's already
Dallas?
established, like the 49ers, Dallas? I mean, anywhere,
Yeah.
the Saints, anywhere.
Imagine what he would do with those core receivers in Dallas, with
Yeah, it would be insane.
with a running back of Zeke's caliber. I'm not saying Aaron Jones is bad, but I think we can all admit that he's not as good as Zeke. But the problem is
But
he'd have
then
to
that
play with
brings me
Mike
back-
McCarthy again. So I mean, yeah.
The fact, Jason Garrett, I get it.
No, but he would
it
shine
brings me
well
back to the
in
point.
yeah. I think he would do well in 49er land too. Like, they have some good receivers there. They're not household names yet, but that's a strong team with a good O line. And oh man, imagine him throwing passes to Kittle. Good God.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, the LeBron factor is that these star quarterbacks and these star position players, I think, are going to start. You're starting to start seeing a lot more what I'm calling player empowerment by saying, like, hey, you know, I'm on this contract, I get it, but as soon as it's up, guess what? I'm leaving unless you put this around me. And if they're not going to listen up front, then guess what? They're going to be gone. Because
The only thing I say to that is they're not all Tom Brady. They're not all Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's just go down the line. It's maybe a handful of quarterbacks are going to have that sort of pull.
Well, this isn't.
Kirk
all right.
Cousins isn't getting away with that.
Yeah, let's go back to this. All right. So the very beginning when we unpeel this is like Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay and he gets to be the GM or whatnot. But the real story truly is that it started during the winter meetings, or it started Super Bowl, and it was Tampa Bay that recruited Tom Brady. They turned it into Operation Shoeless Joe. If we build it, he will come, is what they told themselves, their front office. They said, is there a chance we can get Tom Brady? And they looked at all the pieces, and they said, well, if we build it, he will come. We'll tell him, the best schools, taxes, and here's any pieces that you want, we'll build around to make it better. So it wasn't so much that Tom Brady walked. I mean, keep in mind, Peyton Manning did this. Peyton Manning went in and interviewed teams before he decided to go to Denver Broncos. Like, he was out there all over the place. I mean, the story is still there. The story that we tell about Harbaugh and him playing catch for the 49ers. And Harbaugh says to him, looks like the old ball coach got more zip on the ball than you do. And Peyton Manning told his crew, I'm not going to the 49ers. I'm not having a coach like that that's going to talk to me that way. And so Peyton Manning did this as well. Now, LeBron was forecasted. Like, he had already bought his home in LA. Like, he had already done, like, to the point where everyone's like, he's going to LA. And when it comes to the NBA, it is what it is. It's Boston, there's LA, and I'm sorry, that's pretty much about it. Like, where you want to be at out of the top ones. And everyone wants to be able to say that they played ball where Jack Nicholson is courtside, or I don't even know if he still has those or not, or Leo's there courtside.
I don't even know if he's still alive.
Now, the other thing, like Deshaun Watson, the team signed that contract. The team gave him the no trade clause. So Deshaun Watson gets to do whatever he wants. The team did that. I understand star empowerment, player and empowerment, whatever else, but they allowed that to happen. They allowed to say, like, yep, you can have a no trade clause. They signed that crazy contract. And it's the same thing with the Eagles, and it's the same thing with the Rams with Jared Goff. Like, they signed the contract. Yeah, they have to eat it later. I'm just saying that Tom could have gone anywhere. There's stories that he almost went to the New Orleans Saints. But it was really Tampa Bay that did it, not so much Tom sitting there saying, like, if I come here, I get to do X, Y, and Z. He just came along and said, hey, we're in for the ride, right? And Arians like, I'm in for the ride. And they said, let's get Gronk. And then Gronk lied to him. Do you know that story too, Adam, by the way?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. The idea that he just did workouts in different shirts all during one day to show that he was doing, Gronk did workouts in the offseason. But, like I said, going back to it, the LeBron thing, like, it was just forecasted. Like, he had bought a home. Bronny Jr. had already, like, started a school out in L.A. Like, they already knew they were going out there. Tom, on the other hand, it was a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. It's a perfect scenario of how he did it. But I do agree with you that, yes, we're going to be more and more into a player empowerment. And what you said and what T-Roy said, Aaron Rodgers, and we talked about this last week, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, one of his good friends who was on a radio show said, I think he's going to hold Green Bay to the fire, their feet to the fire, and just be like, you need to bring people around me that's going to make me successful, or else things are going to get worse between us. And so, yes, I a little bit, because you want to win, right, Adam? At the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And
I'm glad I talked this through with you guys, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect example of that. Like, Tom Brady going to Tampa, getting his championship like effortlessly, let's say, because like you said, perfect analogy to Shoeless Joe Jackson. Like, if he built it, he will come. Like they did. They built a great team down there before he was there. But like going back though, is like you said, he had a choice between going to the Saints, who was, let's face it, they're established. They had Camaro, they got all those guys down there. Their defense plays phenomenal this year. He could have been just as successful there, but he went to Tampa. In my mind, that with the thought process of, I could go ahead and bring in people I want to bring in also. Yes, you built me a great team. Yeah. You built me a great house. You gave me this area for education. But now I can go ahead and set the pieces of the puzzle that I still want. Like, they didn't say, you can't do this, Tom. This is what's here for you. We don't have the money to do anymore.
Oh, and you're absolutely correct. And the idea of, like, we're going into, let's say, last Thursday, Friday, and we're saying, do you bet against Tom Brady? Do you bet against Tom Brady? Like, that's the struggle. Like, and basically the front office is saying, when he says, hey, Antonio Brown's free, and they go, well, Tom Brady, do you like him? And he goes, yeah. And then they look at each other and go, well, you don't bet against Tom Brady. He likes him. Let's sign him. Leonard Fournette's free. Tom, do you think he'd be a good fit? Yeah. Okay, let's get. Do you know what I'm saying? Like LeSean McCoy, like, he just saw the parts, and it's not like he looked at people and said, like, they come with bad baggage. That was the thing when the Patriots were going on, when Randy Moss was there. Like, well, they're going to have to do things the Patriot way. Now that they're going to change their reputation, and they're not going to be the bad boy of the NFL because they're going to do things the Patriot way. Well, maybe it was just showing up for work, and maybe that's what Tom Brady is teaching him to do. Like, stop being a ding dong. And just practice, and guess what? For the next 3 months afterwards, go on and play Grand Theft Auto and yell at 11-year-olds through the microphone. I don't care what you do, but until then, until the Super Bowl's over, just show up and do your job. And I think that's kind of what he brings to the table. It's not a Patriot way. It's just a professionalism.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with that, because if you listen to any kind of articles that have been out there lately, is that you hear a lot of these players saying that in the locker room at halftime there was a lot of celebration going on, and Tom Brady, from what I read, is been quoted saying, sit down, this ain't over, we'll celebrate after the last 15 minutes go off the clock. Like, he was not allowing those guys to get unfocused. And I think you're 100% right. Yeah, and they showed up to work because Tom shows up to work.
Yeah, and then finally, the last portion of it, what you said, is the Deshaun Watson. He goes to New York. I mean, he's 4 years out. He's in no better situation if he goes to the New York Jets. You're right. He'll never have to pay for a single breadstick at Olive Garden if that happens, but it's 4 years or more. He's so far out of this. Like, I just don't know. Like,
he could date Corral.
Yeah. No. So, like, Deshaun Watson, if that's where he wants to go, then so be it. But that's not if it's me.
I don't know what their salary cap situation looks like there, but you don't think they could quick turn around and build a team around him? With
the Jets? They're obviously going to give up. They're going to give up this first rounder and next year's first rounder at least.
And Sam Darnold.
And Sam Darnold. So that being said, they still would have a 23rd overall and a 34th overall. I mean, they could get some pieces, but I mean, where you're looking at, they need help. They need a lot of help. I don't know. It just depends on what kind of attitude that new coaching staff brings in there. I think it's going to be completely different. I'm the Jets. I don't quite give up on Sam Darnold yet.
Nope. If I'm the Jets, I draft a lineman.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that. I'm not sure. Part of me wants to say throw in the towel, start over again, but yeah, I agree. Something about him, he shows glimmer of hope. Like, he shows, like, if he had an O-line or if he had a running back that could take the pressure off of him, maybe he would.
Yeah, I think they did well last year. They drafted Mekhi Becton. Turned out to be very good. I mean, one of the top offensive rookies on the line this year. They need a running back. They garbage at running back. I mean, they dropped Le'Veon Bell. They couldn't get Le'Veon Bell to perform in that offense.
Right.
I think if I'm them, I try to get a decent wideout, a running back, and something on the O-line. They got 3 picks in the first 34. You can change it around pretty damn fast with that if you got a good coach, and I think they do. I think this coach is a really good coach, and he's going to change the culture around there. And I think with the number 2 pick, they definitely can get a game changer like Penny Sewell, and then they have 23. A couple running backs will probably be available. One of the two, either Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. And then at 34, somebody like a Rondale Moore may be available, or a Terrace Marshall, depending on a lot of it depends on where some of these other teams go and reach and what they're thinking about. I got a lot of wideouts going in my mock draft so far in the first round.
So
it
what
just
I'm
depends.
hearing is that you guys think that Deshaun Watson's probably going to be in Texas next year because nobody wants to sell the house.
They say so. Houston says they're not trading him.
Houston says they're not trading him, but I think
you're trading him.
I think he's getting traded. I'm waiting to see, but I feel like they've made enough trades with Miami already. Miami, listen, Tua is going to be a good quarterback, but you can make the argument we'll trade Tua now to you for Deshaun. And then they still have picks. But, that's still – it depends on what Miami's thinking. Do they want to play the waiting game with Tua? I don't know. I mean, those are the two teams that – yeah.
So if you're the Jets, then do you trade away that number 2 pick and maybe stack up some picks for later on or maybe even next year to build your team around Sam Darnold?
I think you start now because you have 3 picks in the first 34. That's a good start. I mean, you're getting 3 of the top 34 this year, and that's a damn good start. Then you just keep going from there. You see where you're at, and then if Sam's not the man, then you start making a move. But I think you see if you can grow it all under this new offense. But man, it's interesting. I just don't think. Teams like San Francisco, I think something's going on with them signing Josh Rosen to a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Really?
I mean, think about this. Josh Rosen he barely had time to eat a bologna sandwich in the NFL.
It's true.
You're 100% right.
I mean, like,
we don't know what the kid has. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that draft, I thought he was the one that would end up being the best, and I mean, he didn't even really get a start at all in Arizona, and they were like, all right, you're gone. We're taking Kyler Murray. The next big thing in college is there. We just don't know who it is yet.
Right.
Because we've.
All right. Well, I appreciate talking to you about
I appreciate
this.
the phone call, man. We really do. Yeah, it's a good, interesting thing. And you said Sal Paolantonio is the one that did the comparison.
Yeah.
Okay.
He mentioned it in one of the. I can't remember if it was a tweet or if it was an article he wrote, but I read it last night and it just struck a chord with me. And I was like, man, I really want to talk this over. Like, it makes sense in my head, but just because it makes sense in my head doesn't mean it makes sense to everybody. Yeah. So,
no, we appreciate the phone call. We really do.
There's correlations, but yeah definitely.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
You guys have a good rest of the day.
Don't be a stranger. Call in anytime.
All right. Don't tell your wife about Coral.
Yep. All right. Well, we got to take our first break of the hour here. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local. And we'll read a promo the second time. We'll just jump right into it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Brian Rothenberger, radio guy for the Quad City Storm. You are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. But maybe you're unaware of new tools that can help your business stand out. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too. There's no cost and no obligation. Be one of the first business owners to sign up and receive $500 in free advertising on this station. Get started today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. One of the most unique and challenging seasons in NFL history ended in a very familiar way, with Tom Brady hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. But with a day to digest his 7th Super Bowl title, the Bucs QB actually believes dealing with the pandemic brought his team together and helped mold them into champions.
With the coronavirus situation and all the protocols, it was really like football for junkies, you know? There was not really a lot of other things to do other than show up to work and play football. It was like football camp with all your buddies year-round, so I really enjoyed that part.
As for the Chiefs, quarterback Patrick Mahomes said Monday he's already begun studying what the Bucs defense did to slow down KC's high-powered offense, so that he'll be ready if other teams try to duplicate the strategy next season. Elsewhere, the Vikings promoted Clint Kubiak to be their new offense coordinator. He'll replace his dad, Gary Kubiak, who is retiring. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Maximizing your refund and your peace of mind.
Now at Staples, save up to $25 on select TurboTax software, including new TurboTax Live.
TurboTax Live puts you in touch with a live expert, or do it yourself with TurboTax desktop software.
Shop in store, pick up curbside, or get it delivered same day through Instacart. And save big every day at Staples.
While supplies last. Ends 2/13/21. Curbside available at most stores. Instacart delivery subject to availability. Additional fees may apply.
Comfort, efficiency, and peace of mind that you only get from Precision Air. The best in heating, AC, geothermal, and indoor air quality. The best equipment, the best service, and the best warranty. Sleep comfortably with a 10-year parts warranty on new furnace and AC units. And with financing available, your new Train home comfort system is waiting for you now. Trust the experience of your Train comfort specialists and call the masters of comfort and efficiency today at Precision Air of the Quad Cities. Online at PrecisionAirQC.com. Precision Air. We'll be right there.
It's time to rise and grind. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
What do I do with the number 1 overall pick? I know the New York Jets are sitting there at number 2. Everyone seems to think that Joe Douglas says that he's going to go lock and step with whoever he hires as the head coach to make a decision on Sam Darnold's future. But let's assume that that person moves on from Sam Darnold, or want to move on from Sam Darnold. I'm Urban Meyer, and I like Justin Fields because I help recruit him, I know him, and I'm sitting at the number 1 spot. And the Jets are at 2. What I would do is pick up the phone to the Jets and say, hey, we're interested in Trevor Lawrence, but we hear you are too. You want to trade it and move 1 spot up? I tell you what, give me everything that you got in the first round this year, and I'll let you jump in front of me and take that spot to get Trevor Lawrence, because I really want Justin Fields without you really knowing that.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Don't let COVID delay your tax refund. AmeriFile's tax offices are fully open, and for additional safety, AmeriFile has installed convenient and safe drive-through tax prep windows in Moline and Davenport. Just like a bank drive-through, drive up with your tax documents, stay safe in your car, and with no human contact, they'll prepare your taxes, getting you the maximum refund possible. AmeriFile gives you deep discounts if you used H&R Block or TurboTax last year, or the recently closed AARP or Martin Luther King Center.
AmeriFile has the best tax prep deal in town. Your taxes prepared for half the price of the other guys with free Chick-fil-A, Rudy's Tacos, Whitey's, or Hungry Hobo. Schedule your tax appointment for in-person or our drive-through window at AmeriFile.com or call 762-8087. Why take your taxes anywhere else when you can use AmeriFile's drive-through tax services?
AmeriFile, the best tax prep deal in town. Check them out at AmeriFile.com.
The biggest stars in sports are heard right here. Never miss a moment when you download our app. This is the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is favorite show on earth, you little Hasselmaniacs. Don't ask, it's local, AM 1170.
It's a 12:35 in the afternoon. A nice and calm 9 degrees out right now.
It was colder than that earlier, Jay.
Yes, it was. It was colder than that. I want to thank Adam again for the phone call. It does lead to a good conversation why we kind of... You look at it, and you're almost to the point, and I felt myself like defending Tom Brady for doing something that, you know, that NBA players do all the time. They can jump and do whatever else. You know, it is a two different. I know they're two different sports, but it is two different.
Brady waited 18 seasons to jump. All right, we're not talking about a guy going every 4 years somewhere else.
We're not talking about a guy who played.
Okay, how often do we look at quarterbacks changing teams, especially elite quarterbacks? So when we talk about LeBron James, we've been saying for the last 15 years he's the best player in the NBA.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, argument was when he came in, Kobe could have been considered too. So, all right, I'll give you Kobe probably was the first few seasons of LeBron's career, but whatever. At least over the last decade, LeBron has been the best player in the NBA. He left Cleveland because he felt that they weren't building a program around him to win. I didn't have a problem with the decision or even the way he did it. He left. He went down to Miami.
Oh, you have a problem with the way he did it. I mean, he has a problem with the way he did it.
I really didn't.
That
he
whole...
taking my listen. Yeah, he did it for whatever. I mean, it was. I don't have a problem. I never really had a problem with that. My problem was when he got there, and they did have him, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Yep.
They made a spectacle of the fact that they thought they were going to win up to 7 titles. Like
not one, not two, not three, not four. Yeah.
And we all know that it's not that easy in the NBA. It is insanely packed with talent that doesn't just, doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So that's what my problem was, is that thought he was so good, and that with all this, they were going to win all that. That was my problem. And I thought it was great when, Nowitzki beat him.
Yeah.
Loved it. All right.
Yeah.
So, that being said, let's just look at recent quarterback moves and changes, okay? Due to free agency. Kirk Cousins would be one of them.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
okay.
if you're Kirk Cousins,
But
you're not elite. You're leaving Washington to go to Minnesota, so you're upgrading.
But they made him feel like he was because they kept franchise tagging him.
Oh, that's fine,
Yeah.
but that's what the NFL has. They have the franchise tag to help avoid a lot of this moving around.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak Prescott's been getting franchise tag. I just don't see unless I'm missing an example of a quarterback that has bounced to multiple teams that has been a star. And I'm talking like LeBron is a star. All right, so you got to go to that LeBron, close to that LeBron level. Okay.
Okay.
Not the best quarterback in the league, but I'm talking about top 10 maybe. You can't tell me there's a top 10 quarterback in this league that's bounced around a lot.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, Peyton Manning, their time just ended in Indianapolis. Yeah. And the same thing with the Brett Favre.
Much as Cam Newton's time ended. Brett Favre's time ended. You can say Brady's time ended in New England. Phillip Rivers' time ended in the Colts.
Well, and the Chargers too, yeah.
The Chargers. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. I mean, who else do you have?
There really isn't a lot that float around.
These quarterbacks that are star quarterbacks tend to go to a team where they lock them up and say, "We want you."
Yeah.
And we're going to try to take care of you. Now, the two examples I would say that where a quarterback didn't get a lot of help, at least the one example we've already brought up is Aaron Rodgers. But I could go back to saying Romo in his first 5 seasons at Dallas. They weren't trying to do a whole lot. They weren't protecting Tony. They weren't, Then they decided to start taking care of him.
Yeah. Do you think that's a situation like they just found a diamond in the rough? They didn't realize that they needed to take care of him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Romo was an undrafted.
Yeah.
I think he was undrafted. Either that or they grabbed him in the 7th round. One of the two.
Something like that, yeah.
But, yeah, totally.
Okay, because, I mean, yeah.
But you think about it, he started playing in 2006. They didn't start trying to get him any help with that O-line and all that. I think they didn't draft Tyron Smith until 2010. So it was at least 4 or 5 seasons. Either way.
And it is. I don't know where the Sal Palantonio article or tweet comes from to compare the two because it is so different. Like when people say like it's comparing apples to oranges, this is comparing apples to oranges.
It is.
NBA is just different than the NFL, like 100%.
Completely different. It doesn't add up to me. And listen, I love the analogy. It's gives you something to talk about on the radio for
and you as soon as you throw in the name LeBron James and you've created some type of conversation piece because that's what everyone's gonna have.
Well, he's a lightning rod. You either love or hate him.
Yeah,
I mean he's Notre Dame. He's the Yankees. He's the Cowboys. You love or hate them. There's no in between.
Yeah, and then speaking of someone who floats around, and we'll go to Major League Baseball real quick. Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Signed with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
3-year deal.
Yeah.
But he can opt out after 1. He can opt out after 2.
Yeah.
So, you know what that means? What I told you.
You're getting hit in the nuts.
It means he gets to save himself from being hit in the family jewels.
In the family jewels.
Yeah, because that's the story. The story is actually, you know what? Who we need to get a hold of Jessica because she knows his agent. But. Yeah, the story is he said he would never sign a multi-year deal ever again the rest of his career. And when he said it to his buddy, he said, if I do that, you can, I believe, shoot me in the privates with a paintball gun.
Yeah, that would hurt, Coral.
But
I would think so.
He signed a 3-year deal, roughly around $34 apiece. I don't know if it's front-loaded or not, but he does have the option to opt out after the first year and the second year. So he's still good on his, basically with the technicality, he's still good enough to say like, yep, I only did a 1-year deal. But he can opt in on the second year if he wants to. So it's kind of like a 3-year deal, but it's three 1-year deals or something like that. So if it's all $34 million, hopefully it's front-loaded and then he can opt out and he doesn't have to be shot in the privates.
The preview.
Yeah.
I don't even like being shot in my leg.
But he's the only one that's kind of like
You've
that.
been shot with a paintball gun before?
Yes.
When it comes to,
you have.
Yes.
I've been shot with a paintball gun. Yeah, I played
when you go paintballing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we did intramurals at UNI. We got 3rd place, I think.
Intramural.
Yeah, there was intramural paintball.
Paintball.
Yeah, it was fun. I got a ribbon and everything. I mean, it's no bet plaques where you get matching bracelets, but I got a ribbon.
I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
You guys are so mean to me.
But that is a weird thing. Like NFL star quality people, T-Roy, like you're saying, they tend to usually stick to a team and stay there. And or then if they do leave, they come back and sign a 1-year deal. But like baseball, free agency, you can bounce around. NBA, you can bounce around. NHL, I don't know as much as I should about it, but it seems like players stick around for quite a bit and they become the face of the franchise and they don't go anywhere. But if they do, I mean, I don't know. Do they burn their sweaters? I have no idea. But, yeah, with that being said, it's just a different type of animal, the NFL is. Now, running backs can go, wide receivers can go, but it's usually like...
But you don't... You look at this, too, at the same time. Le'Veon Bell, for example.
Okay.
He left, and what did he become?
Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, he held out for a year.
That is a...
When he left, he was considered the best running back in the league.
Yes.
And took a year off, came back, hot garbage. Didn't work out.
Garbage.
Didn't fit. Very few free
That's
agent
a nature versus nurture argument.
Very, very few free agent running backs pay off. DeMarco Murray would have been the last one, I think, that he ended up going to Tennessee and had a decent couple years after he left Dallas.
You know, it doesn't. You're right. Even the time, even if a front office is cutting ties with a running back, there's usually a reason why.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Adrian Peterson. And he hadn't really done anything since then. Since his rookie. I mean, it's not his rookie, but his MVP year.
Yeah, but he didn't turn out being all that great for anyone.
Yeah. They'll keep you around, the front office in the NFL.
I mean, you can still get stuff done. I mean, you look at Mark Ingram. He left the Saints to go to Baltimore.
Yeah, but now he's not even starting.
But no, they released him.
Yeah, the only thing he's known for is...
but he had one good year there. obviously, who's the kid that out of Miami came up, played with the 49ers to start out with? Frank Gore. I mean, Frank Gore's been around forever, but it's just like, okay, it's not like he's tearing the league up. You don't sit there and, oh, man, I can't live without Frank Gore. He'll get you 4 yards every time, but it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenyon Drake got traded away from Miami. He did okay for Arizona, but, I mean, you're not like, oh, man, I wish I had. What happened with Todd Gurley, too? I mean, look at that.
Jeez.
I mean, the shelf life for running backs is precarious at best. So...
Yeah, it's just the NFL's just so different that way. Like, it just seems like the front office just kind of knows when they're done with you, they're done with you.
If you're not drafting a quarterback, defensive edge, cornerback, and then I'd say defensive interior, and then wide receiver. Those are or some sort of receiver. You can throw in a really good tight end as well. Okay, Those are the 5 most important positions.
Yeah, no,
my thoughts. I mean, and you need defensive or offensive interior linemen too. So you're going to need some sort of O-line, the equivalent, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't speak so fast on that. So, but you need edge protection, edge rushing. Obviously, quarterback. You need some. A receiver threat, you need corner threat.
Yeah, but everything you're saying, so The Athletic has like the top 50 free agents ranked right now, and like 5 out of the 10 are exactly what you're saying. And if you throw in quarterbacks, then, like you said, if you're building, then you have like, I think 6 out of the 10, top 10. Then there's a few wide receivers, but they've got Dak Prescott at 1 out of the top 50 free agents, and then they have a few wide receivers, and then like you're saying, like Leonard Williams, a defensive lineman from the Giants, or an offensive tackle, Trent Williams, the edge from the Ravens. Shaq Barrett, edge. The things you're saying, that's what you need to build around. And like I said, this is the top 50 free agents on the Athletic.
I really got to watch what happens with some of these free agents because it's going to change my draft.
It might, yeah.
That's why I wrote it in pencil.
I mean, Shaq Barrett's going to make a lot of money.
He looked really good in that game.
He was really good in the playoffs. Last 2 games, he was. He was in the season. He had 19.5 sacks and 37 QB hits, 6 forced fumbles in 2019, and that was enough right there for the Buccaneers at that time. Franchised him. They got him from Denver for nothing.
Yeah.
Denver didn't use him for anything. So they have to decide if they're going to use the Tampa Bay is going to have to decide if they use a franchise tag on him again, or else he becomes a free agent. He's going to get paid either way. Like I told you, Dak Prescott is number 1 on this list for free agents. And that's just a matter of what the Cowboys want to do. I think they have the ball's in their court. And Adam actually said, bringing up, and when he brought up Aaron Rodgers, which you guys talked about, and we'll talk about it quickly before we go to break, like Aaron Rodgers can go to the front office and say, like, look, here's what I've done, here's who I am, I'm Aaron Rodgers, like I'm MVP. And Russell Wilson can do the same thing with Seattle. Like, let's figure this out. We've got to, like Adam said he texted me and he said, like, Russell Wilson say, like, I'm NFL Man of the Year. I basically have the Northwest covered for people. My jerseys sell all over the place. Seattle, what's the problem here? Why are we not in the NFC Championship? You know what I'm saying? And he can. And that might be another situation where, I don't know if it's player entitlement or power entitlement, however you want, but eventually you have to have a sit down. And that's what I said when Adam was on the phone. In the end, they all want to win, right? You have to have a sit down and say, where are we going?
Yeah.
I
mean, I think Seattle has a lot of pieces in place. The only problem is I don't believe they have a pick in the first. I know they don't have one in the first round.
Now, the beauty of the whole thing is this.
They don't have a pick until number 56.
If you can't answer the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Then don't be asking other people the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's the thing. If he sat down and they said, and they have the front office and Pete Carroll's there and Russ Wilson, or
you know where I see myself in 5 years? Drinking a lot of drinks in a very warm spot.
There you go. But sit there and say, like, so Russ, we brought you in. And he said, yeah, like, where do you see this yourself in this franchise in 5 years? And turn around and say, Seattle, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And if they can't answer that, that's the problem right there.
That's like the worst question to ask someone sometimes.
Now, the answer to that question every time is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in this company in 5 years? Where does this company see itself? Are you going to sell within 3 years? Like, let's just go. And our friend, we have friends that show people like.
No, I'm going to interview you.
Yeah.
All right, you got to marry one.
Yeah.
Don't
do that. Don't do that. Yeah. I think I can help us out with the pan situation here, but yeah. Yeah, but really, that's it. I mean, we've all been in that situation where they say, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, where does the company see itself in 5 years?
I like that.
Yeah, because it's just, if you can't answer it, and then you're in a bad spot. And that's exactly what Seattle needs. That's what you need to do. If you're Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, where are we going with this?
I don't think Russell Wilson has much to complain about.
No, but it's...
I mean, I think they've really tried their best to put... He needs some help on the O-line.
Aaron Rodgers is a year away.
They have some stuff.
Seattle's a year away. Now, when it comes to Deshaun Watson and the Jets, where do you see yourself? Or do you want to continue to be this laughing stock, or do you want to, are we going to, like he said, like Adam said, do we want to win so that I never have to pay for a steak the rest of my life? What do you want to do, New York Jets?
I got news for the Jets, though. Just because Deshaun goes there, I mean, the competition is going to be huge.
The East is tough. The AFC East is really tough.
Yes. Buffalo's not going away. They're not going to get worse all of a sudden. Miami's getting better. By the way, Kansas City's still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Chargers are on the rise. Pittsburgh's probably going down. Jay, remember I said this the other day? I think Jacksonville's on the rise. Baltimore's still a damn good team. What about Cleveland?
Yeah, well, let's talk about some of those
you know
teams.
What I'm saying?
Let's see who's on the cusp next year. I think we've done 1 year, 2 years away, whatever else. But we do need to take our second break. We went long the first time, and we need to take our break before the end of the first hour.
All right, Quad Cities. I'll tell you what. When Coral needs to get a tattoo, she doesn't ask you what she's going to do. She just goes and checks out localsloveus.com. She clicks on the Quad Cities and browses her favorites, and then before you know it, she's got some sort of tattoo from Harry Potter and a I love you with a heart on it from her new little guy.
Stop it.
That's what Coral does. She likes Locals Love Us. It's the way she helps herself get tatted up around the Quad Cities. Locals Love Us.
Your guide to the best.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Hey, this is Dorf with Dancing with the QC Stars. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us for Local.
Sports bettors, are you ready? You can now experience Iowa's premium sportsbook from the comfort of your own home. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. All on an easy-to-use app rated #1 on Trustpilot. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they've ditched the other books. Plus, PointsBet's Refer a Friend program is now easier than ever. Refer a friend to PointsBet, and you both get $100 in free bets. Share with your friends the faster, easier way to bet. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. And don't forget to sign up with code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. What do you have to lose? So, are you ready? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
If you're Dak Prescott, do you believe in the management of the Cowboys? Do you believe they can help you to win a Super Bowl? I personally don't know if I believe that in Dallas. If I'm Dak, I want to hold them hostage. I not only want my money, I not only want the years I get, but if I don't get that, then franchise tag me for another year. Pay me my $38, $39 million and let my proof be on the field. I know he just had an injury, and I know that's a gamble for a guy like Dak Prescott, but then I'm thinking about, can I go to a scenario like San Francisco? Like, what's going to happen with Jimmy G? But Kyle Shanahan, that defense, that can help me win a Super Bowl a lot quicker. Can I go to a situation like a New Orleans? Drew Brees is going to retire. That defense is intact. I have weapons. I know what's there.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
An Iowa astronaut. More from the Iowa Almanac in a moment. From the small town of Williams, Iowa to the National Basketball Hall of Fame. It's been quite a career for Al McCoy, and he shares it with you in his book, The Real McCoy. It's our featured book this week at TotallyIowa.com. From his beginnings at Drake University and Iowa radio stations to being the voice of the NBA Phoenix Suns for more than 40 years, this book is sure to appeal to a variety of readers. Get your copy of The Real McCoy today at totallyiowa.com. She was 9 years old when she saw black and white images of men walking on the moon on the television in her family's home on a farm outside Beaconsfield, Iowa. Peggy Whitson says she thought that would be a cool job to have, but it started becoming possible at the perfect time for her. Just as she was graduating from high school, NASA picked the first set of female astronauts. Peggy Whitson's first space mission was in 2002 with an extended 6-month stay aboard the International Space Station as a member of Expedition 5. By the time she and her crew returned to Earth in December of that year, she had logged nearly 185 days in space. 5 years later, her second mission, Expedition 16, launched. But not satisfied with those records, she returned to space, the oldest female astronaut ever, the woman with the most total spacewalks, and the first female astronaut to command the International Space Station twice. She broke the record for most total days spent in space by any NASA astronaut. Reaching unknown heights in space, astronaut Peggy Whitson's life on Earth began when she was born in Mount Ayr on this date in 1960. And that's Iowa Almanac for February 9th. I'm Jeff Stein.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
Two things. Number one, it feels like Adam Gase, it feels like this is a last-ditch effort. Not to save his job, but I think to save his respectability, right? To try to say, maybe a future job. Like, I'm trying to do things right. While I'm on my way out the door here, I'm going to try to sit here and say, it's like a confession, essentially, saying like, hey, look, I messed up. I haven't handled my responsibility. That's number one. Number two, I think it's going to be harder and harder to go away from the hype that's going to come with Trevor Lawrence. If you're a New York fan, if you're a Jet fan, you're also worried about maybe even if we do surround Sam Darnold with the right skill sets or the right players, maybe this is who Sam Darnold is. Maybe he never blossoms out of this. It takes a really strong personality to bear out of that and say, that's not who I am. Maybe this is who Sam Darnold is.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170. Shanae and Golick Jr., 306 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, you little hassle maniacs. We're rocking like Don Dokken here in the hassle-free studio.
Y'all are hassling me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no one likes to hassle you.
Yeah, huh?
What do you mean?
You're hassling me. Yeah.
Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association came to an agreement yesterday on safety and protocol. Yes. The 2021 season will look a lot like 2020, except that the plan is for a full 162 games. It will not start a month late. It will not end a week later. It will start the regular way it's supposed to for 162 games. If there's anything problems where they need to do double headers and whatnot, they will be 2 7-inning games. So it's going to look a lot like 2020, like I said. Each offense will get a runner on second to start every extra inning. There will be no universal designated hitter for now.
Okay.
Before spring training, they can decide to do that, whatever else. The playoff field will feature 5 teams per league, 3 division winners, and 2 wild cards with a 1-game play in between the wild card teams. I cannot stress enough how much I hate this. The 1-game play-in.
Why?
Because I liked what they did last year. I liked the best out of 3, and all 3 games being at the site of your home. So it's not like you had to travel or anything like that, or 1 on, 1 off, or whatever else. If you win the first 2, you're done. Moving on. I liked the three games. I liked it up to 7. I liked 14 teams in there, but the players sat there and argued and said that that's going to take away from the free agency value of players, because teams they won't pay high end for players. They'll just pay. Instead of paying $34 million a year, they'll pay $22 million a year for a utility player that might get them to 80 wins instead of 92 wins. So now all you have to do is Well, you have to win the division, obviously, but you have to be the next two best teams out there to get into the wild card. Even though, and whatever we feel about it, the universal DH is probably inevitable still. The collective bargaining agreement is going to be negotiated after the season. I think when you talked to Tyson T-Roy, he said the same thing. He kind of mirrored exactly what you said, that it's not going to be good. The next CBA, the argument they're going to have, probably into another strike whatsoever. So,
yeah, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, and
It's not.
But at least they've got their. At least we have a start for the season, and it's going to be the way it is. And
yeah, I mean that's all we can.
It's what it's.
Yeah, the Big Ten also announced that their tournament's going to be held in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil, same place where they're going to host most of the. That's their basketball tournament where they're going to host most of all the March Madness is going to be in Indiana as well. The thing is this, like, 2021 was supposed to be different. And right now, it's looking more and more that
2020 2.0.
Yeah, it's like I can sit here and tell you that baseball's going to start. We can act excited about it, whatever else, but it doesn't. Usually, at this time of year,
Well, the night is coming, Jay. The White Walker's in office.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Okay.
The White Walker.
He is a White Walker.
Usually, this time of year is when it kicks in for me. That it's time to start prepping for fantasy baseball. Yeah. I don't have that the same way I just didn't have it for football either. Not knowing it. I don't have that itch. I don't have anything whatsoever. The idea that they're trying to figure things out because it might be when you start preparing, and I'm glad that they're anticipating problems. I really am. But when you start preparing for them and saying, well, we're going to have double headers and there'll be 2 7-inning games and whatnot, it just kind of says like we know bad things are happening. And they're not going to be in a bubble. They're not going to be the season's not going to be the way it was before, where they play within, the division, whatnot. It's 162 games.
Boo.
It'll be interesting, for sure.
And it's not going to be till we finally say like that we're allowed to go to a game. That it's going to be, I think, a little bit, but it's not. I mean, my streak of going to the Twins home opener obviously was changed last year. But I can't tell you right now that I have it circled on the calendar and I'm going to be up there for what day it's going to be. I have no clue. We are now, let's see. 8 days away from the state wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
I got to put the email in to see if I can get credentialed or whatever else, but by no means am I telling you am I skipping and doing whatever else thinking like this is the greatest thing ever. Because it just feels like at any moment they can just take the stuff and just take it away and be like, well, we had another outbreak. And you never know what's going to happen or what strand is coming up next or whatnot. And it's frustrating as all heck because we have a sports talk radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea that they can just take it away from you at any point, which they did a year ago, is frustrating. And can we weather another thing that we went through last year? We carried it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We were doing stuff that our same BS type of nonsense, draft this, draft that, but then the big dogs started doing what we were doing, because they ran out of stuff to talk about. And ESPN globally can only talk about LeBron so much.
Good Lord.
Trust me, they'll make it happen. But that's the thing. Like, I feel like the more and more we talk about this, the more and more I'm like, where's that itch for sports? Where is it that I'm going to be like, yes, this is great? I mean, the Super Bowl was great. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if they only scored 9 points or whatever else. Kansas City didn't look the best or whatever. I thought it was a good game. Yeah. And I think the outcome, I felt confident going into what was going to happen. But, but it still didn't scratch that itch for me.
Mm-mm. Well, I just saw a tweet that I showed T-Roy that said, the Super Bowl could have been an email. I kind of had to agree.
Yeah.
It was pretty anticlimactic for me. And at least last year, I felt like the halftime show was actually very entertaining, and I did not like this halftime show. Like, I like The Weeknd's music, I do, but he's not a performer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know
I
a
was
lot of
gonna
people
say-
did like it, but I was like,
They call him The Weeknd. They should call that dude a Manic Monday. 'Cause nobody
Yeah.
likes Mondays.
that, like,
I mean, that dude wasn't good, man.
he makes good music, but
Does
the
he?
performance was just not it.
Does he?
My daughter said he looked like a poor man's version of Bruno Mars.
Okay, see, and as he was going,
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
he was performing, I was like, this would have been
Didn't
so
Bruno
much better
do a
if it was
Super Bowl?
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I like Bruno.
Dude, I love Bruno. And I went to one of his
He's
concerts.
like one of the few like new artists that I like.
He puts on a freaking show.
My dad even likes Bruno Mars.
And what was what was
crazy.
the army of people in white masks?
I don't know.
That
That's
was so
I
stupid.
said that's a Halloween costume, and I guess everybody on the interweb was saying it too. I looked at it when it was on TV. I go, "That's my Halloween costume."
Oh, people were saying it was like the old time.
Well, they looked like a bunch
like
of
those
people
doctor masks.
Well, they looked like a bunch of people from Bridesmaids. They're not Bridesmaid, but Handmaiden Tale
Yeah,
or whatever.
A Handmaid's
whatever.
Tale.
Can't talk.
Yeah, that was weird. And the like camera in the golden hallways.
I didn't mind that hallway.
Oh God, it like made me want to puke.
They give you like vertigo?
Yeah. And then I
didn't
posted
mind
on Facebook. I said this reminds me of me like singing into my Snapchat when I'm drunk.
All
With
I
all
cared
the
about
weird
was like
camera
I don't know anything about The
zooms and-
Weeknd or anything like that, and I just kept asking what song was it because you could gamble on it, and
Yeah.
they were like they had 3 songs, and so one of them's Blinding
Lights or
Blinding
whatever.
Lights, yeah.
He did play it.
Wrapped up like a deuce. And
No,
rolling
no,
on the
no,
neck?
and I like that
No?
one much better.
Oh.
But yeah, and then that was like the last one he did because I was like, hey, we could have gambled on this and made some money.
I told you he was going to do it.
Yeah. I didn't. I didn't.
You want to fight, T-Roy?
No.
But the only
I'll
thing I
win.
know that song from, the Blinded by the Lights or whatever it is, I know it only from TikTok.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it's not the wrapped up like a deuce one.
No,
I can't listen to that without thinking of like, I don't even know if this is the right one, but like freaking Flashdance or whatever. It sounds so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I thinking of the right thing? I don't think so. But just, I don't like it. And they play it every 5 songs on the radio all day, every day. Over it.
Yeah.
Play something else.
I think, I actually read this today. This was actually like the least viewed Super Bowl in the last like 15 years.
Really?
Which was really surprising.
We had it on in 2 TVs at my grandma's.
Do you think it's a matter of they can't follow like streaming services or whatever else, or
I don't know.
how could this not be one of the highest viewed? I mean, it will be the highest viewed of all time, but it was not. I just don't understand how it can't be.
The only thing I can think of is like my generation will not pay for TV. So if they're watching it, they're probably in a large group watching it on one TV.
Okay.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like, I mean, I
but
wouldn't
we
have
didn't
watched
think.
it at home.
I would never think like a large group. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we would have group gatherings. I thought it'd be more on television than was before. I don't know.
I don't know. Like my generation, just they don't pay for TV, or they don't even have a cable hooked up to their TV. I mean, I have my little Google Chromecast and my Fire Stick, and
yeah.
I mean, the only reason I watched it at home is because I was at my grandma's and she has TV. Otherwise, I probably would have been out hassling you guys.
She has TV. Yeah.
I sat at home, sat on my couch, had my seltzers and my popcorn.
You were safe.
Yelled at the TV in my sweatpants.
No, you're.
Would you yell at the TV?
Throw the dang ball!
No way.
I did. Several times. And my grandma was like, what is going on in here? She's like, are you yelling at your cat? No.
No.
Yelling at the TV.
I'm yelling at Patrick Mahomes.
No, mini-me. We don't eat
My
our
homie.
kitty. Oh, boy.
All right, let's take our first break of the second hour here at ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local. We'll be right back after a few words from our sponsors.
Locally owned since 1934, Tri-City Equipment has been the Quad City source for restaurant equipment and value ever since. Whether you need something for your kitchen, maybe some equipment, utensils, you name it, maybe you just grab something for your little coral chef.
Yeah.
You can check them out online at tricityequipment.com or stop down to their newly remodeled 2,400 square foot showroom at 527 West 4th Street in Davenport. Remember, they deliver to all Quad City residents and match online pricing. Give them a call today, 563-322-5382 for any questions. Showroom hours 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's Tri-City Equipment, 527 West 4th Street in Davenport.
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
What does the woman you love want this Valentine's Day? Roses? Chocolate? Jewelry? Why not get all three? At Dolan Jewelers, with the purchase of just $99, you'll get a dozen roses and a box of Russell Stover chocolates. That's right, only $99. Get everything you need to make this Valentine's Day one to remember. A dozen roses, chocolates, and jewelry. And get it all at Dolan Jewelers. Dolan Jewelers, 3865 Elmore in Davenport, or dolanjewelers.com.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. One of the most unique and challenging seasons in NFL history ended in a very familiar way, with Tom Brady hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. But with a day to digest his 7th Super Bowl title, the Bucs QB actually believes dealing with the pandemic brought his team together and helped mold them into champions.
With the coronavirus situation and all the protocols, it was really like football for junkies, you know? There was not really a lot of other things to do other than show up to work and play football. It was like football camp with all your buddies year-round, so I really enjoyed that part.
As for the Chiefs, quarterback Patrick Mahomes said Monday he's already begun studying what the Bucs defense did to slow down KC's high-powered offense, so that he'll be ready if other teams try to duplicate the strategy next season. Elsewhere, the Vikings promoted Clint Kubiak to be their new offense coordinator. He'll replace his dad, Gary Kubiak, who is retiring. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Maximizing your refund and your peace of mind.
Now at Staples, save up to $25 on select TurboTax software, including new TurboTax Live.
TurboTax Live puts you in touch with a live expert, or do it yourself with TurboTax desktop software.
Shop in store, pick up curbside, or get it delivered same day through Instacart. And save big every day at Staples.
While supplies last. Ends 2/13/21. Curbside available at most stores. Instacart delivery subject to availability. Additional fees may apply.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. But maybe you're unaware of new tools that can help your business stand out. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too. There's no cost and no obligation. Be one of the first business owners to sign up and receive $500 in free advertising on this station. Get started today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
I love getting fit and healthy at the YMCA. For a limited time, join us at the Y and get half off your joining fee. That's half off for the best value in fitness and feeling great. And it includes a ton of safety enhancements, unlimited virtual and in-person group exercise classes for all abilities, even your own coach to help you get started and create your own personal plan. Hurry, the YMCA half-off promotion ends on President's Day. Visit your YMCA today, online or in person, and we'll see you soon.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
If you're Dak Prescott, do you believe in the management of the Cowboys? Do you believe they can help you to win a Super Bowl? I personally don't know if I believe that in Dallas. if I'm Dak, I want to hold them hostage. I not only want my money, I not only want the years I get, but if I don't get that, then franchise tag me for another year. Pay me my $39 million and let my proof be on the field. I know he just had an injury, and I know that's a gamble for a guy like Dak Prescott, but then I'm thinking about, can I go to a scenario like San Francisco? Like, what's going to happen with Jimmy G? But Kyle Shanahan, that defense, that can help me win a Super Bowl a lot quicker. Can I go to a situation like a New Orleans? Drew Brees is going to retire. That defense is intact. I have weapons. I know what's there.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Head to Tyson's for these great deals and more during our super sale going on now. Save 20% on cold weather apparel from Key, Byrne, and Noble Outfitters. Keep your feet warm and dry with a new pair of insulated boots. Select styles now 25% off. Celebrate National Bird Feeding Month with 10% off feeders and select bird seed on sale now. For these deals and more, shop in-store or online at Tysons.com. Tysons, home, farm, auto.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
Download the ESPN 1170 app today and never miss a thing. From the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170, KBOB Davenport.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Don't Hassle Us Local, AM 1170. Thanks for tuning in.
Still 9 degrees out.
Thanks for that update, Jay.
Still cold. But, hey, 1:16 in the afternoon here, Tuesday, February 9th. We're just cruising right along in the second month of 2021.
Baby, let's cruise.
That's right. We just, we are less than 48 hours away from the end of the Super Bowl, the end of the NFL season. So it's that time to speculate on, who's going to be the best team next year. And on top of it, what players are going where? Now, T-Roy.
Yes, sir.
You've been working on your draft.
Yep.
I think you're pretty well prepped.
I can tell you team's top needs.
Okay. I'm going to give you,
All
according
needs
to
and
the
top needs.
Mm-hmm. According to The Athletic, I told you that they did the top 50 free agents. They have Dak Prescott at the number 1. But I'm going to give you some other ones. And just, some will spend time on more like the... what's the word I'm looking for? The type of the specialty players. Your quarterbacks, your wide receivers, your running back type of thing. And we'll get into the edge and everything else if you want to get to that later. But the Bears can...
Me?
What?
He's playing footsie with me.
The Bears can franchise this guy.
Okay.
And it's possibly that they will. But Allen Robinson is ranked number 2. He's 28 years old. He's a wide receiver, obviously. He is...
the third, right?
What?
Allen Robinson the third?
Yeah. He has 2,397 receiving yards over the past 2 seasons. That ranks him third among receivers behind only Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins. Somewhere around, I would guess, around $20 million per season. That's what Keenan Allen got in his extension with the Chargers. Where could the possibility, if the Bears don't franchise him, who needs a wide receiver?
Right now, teams that need wide receivers. The Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Is a possibility.
That makes sense.
The Cincinnati Bengals want a wide receiver pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia.
Ooh, that makes sense too. That's a Philadelphia move.
Detroit might need to fill some holes as well, depending on what happens in their free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Another team out there, the Giants.
Okay, sticking where you're at, all right?
Okay.
Chris Godwin is going to be a free agent. He's 25. More than likely, he will be the highest paid free agent wide receiver in this free agent class, just because he's 25, seems a little bit more of the complete player. I would assume that Tampa Bay wants him back. I would assume that Brady wants him back, but he's going to be, he's going to be commanding about $20 million per year also.
Yeah, other teams that are going to need some help at wide receiver, the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
The Saints are going to lose their slot guy. They need someone to go across from Michael Thomas, take a little heat off of him. And the other team, glaringly, is the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm. In the top 10, according to the Athletic Free Agents, is also Kenny Galladay, the wide receiver for the Lions. He's 27 years old. He's had some hip injury problems, but he's still been enough to make a difference for the Detroit Lions, so he'll be out there as well arguing for that. Now, let's take a look at just, and not so much fun to talk about, safety. Justin Simmons of the Broncos, who is looking for, he just came off a Pro Bowl season. Who's looking for a safety?
Right now, top teams looking for safety. The Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
the San Francisco 49ers, the Miami Dolphins who need a little help at safety. Philly needs some help at safety. The Vegas Raiders, and Baltimore.
Gotcha.
Obviously, Denver wants to sign him. Otherwise, they're going to be needing a safety too.
They're gonna, they want to sign him. He's been their nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year the past 2 years. So obviously, he's doing a lot good for the franchise as well. So they want to keep him around. Leonard Williams, defensive lineman for the Giants. He's 27 years old.
Leonard Williams.
In 2019, the Giants sent a pair of draft picks to the Jets to acquire him, and then they used the franchise defensive. Yep. Then they used a franchise tag on him. All right. Last year he had 11.5 sacks and 30 quarterback hits.
Teams that looking for a defensive end right now: the Atlanta Falcons,
Mm-hmm.
New York Giants. Obviously, they want to get him back. Arizona Cardinals, Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, your Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry, Tampa Bay Bucks. And the Buffalo Bills.
There is a possibility, that the Giants can franchise him again. That would cost them $19 million on a one-year
With the
deal.
11th overall pick, the Giants might opt to not pay that and grab a rookie for a little bit less. There's some strong rookie talent out there.
I think somebody at $19 million, someone can get him at probably about 18 a year if you could sign a multiple year deal and save yourself $1 million here and there. Offensive tackle Trent Williams, 49ers. He's 33 years old. He missed all of 2019, but he finished fourth among tackles as far as the ESPN's pass block win rate, and he was also a Pro Bowler this year.
All right,
he's on the wrong side of 30 though.
Wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
Kansas City needs a tackle. Jacksonville Jaguars will be looking for that help in that area. Carolina Panthers, Dallas Cowboys, the Washington Redskins, where he came from, so I doubt if he's going back there. The Colts are looking for a tackle. Pittsburgh is in big need of help on that O-line as well.
The 49ers cannot use a franchise tag on him at all, so he will be a highly recruited offensive tackle, even if being on the wrong side of 30. So,
yeah, he's still got a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see other names out there. Well, here's one for you. Shaq Barrett's going to be. He's an edge rusher. He's 28 years old. He'll be up and he'll be a free agent this year. Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju is going to be a free agent.
Yeah, I mean that's
what a name.
That sounds. Does that not scream the Raiders to you?
Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
It really does. I don't think they need it, but it does scream the Raiders to you. I mean, but Cincinnati too. I don't know. Who knows? I think Carolina. Could use some help.
I know when we talked to Vasco last week, he talked a lot about the Steelers and what they were dealing with coming free agency, and you said at the beginning of the show today, Steelers are trending in the wrong direction, and they've got at number 12 Bud Dupree, edge rusher. He's only 28 years old. Steelers used the franchise tag on him last year before he and he was playing fine. He ended up tearing his ACL in December. So the Steelers are going to be in some trouble. A lot of edge rushers that are out there. Now, we finally hit the running backs and Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Well, teams like the Super Bowl champs might be in need of a running back right now.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Bears, possibly.
Nah, really?
Yeah, they have him down. The Steelers really do need a running back.
Yeah.
Arizona is looking for a running back as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Atlanta Falcons, they kind of have a big question mark there. Todd Gurley didn't really light everything up. So, I think Aaron Jones would be a really good upgrade there.
There's just so many wide receivers.
I mean, Aaron Jones right now is a top 5 back in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say. So,
T.Y. Hilton's going to be a free agent. Will Fuller's going to be a free agent.
Does T.Y. Hilton do anything for you?
No. No, he doesn't. He does nothing. Here's what T.Y. Hilton does for me. The same thing Corey Davis does for me.
Why do you hate on Corey Davis?
I just feel like they've all. I feel like they've been in the league so long that they've been on
Corey
each
Davis
one of
has
his.
only been in the league for 3 years, Jay.
I understand that, but for some reason I feel like he's been on every fantasy football team I've ever owned, and I don't remember ever drafting him.
There's
but
no
somehow
reason for you to be mean to him.
I have no idea why. But that when I see that Corey Davis name, I'm just like, oh my god, he's only,
A lot of good guys coming out too this year. This is a really deep wide receiver class if you think about it. I mean, you have obviously Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, but Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Rashawn Bateman, Kadarius Toney, and that's not to mention Rondale Moore is out there too. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Terrace Marshall Jr.
Your boy Corey Davis could be a tricky one if someone got him for the right price. I mean,
is he a free agent?
Yeah, the front office is going to argue that he's a number 2 receiver, and I don't think the agent can argue that, but he could very well be a number 1.
He's got skills.
He's legit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just feel like he's been in the league forever. And really, he's only 26.
Spot. He's large. He's a big target. He's got speed. Get him on the right team, right quarterback.
Yeah. Did you see what Eddie just does something on Twitter?
Did he? What did he say? I did not see.
On Twitter?
Yeah, it was he shared something from Will Brinson from CBS that basically was about Marty Schottenheimer. And the Washington Post wrote, Marty Schottenheimer, NFL coach whose teams wilted in the postseason, dies at 77. That's rude.
That is really rude.
Yeah.
Marty Schottenheimer died?
Yeah.
He was a really good coach, man. He never got his fair shake. Like, he'd always have a 14-2 team.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's tough to win in the NFL. Wow. What a
The other thing about him is he looked like a coach.
Yeah.
He looked like an NFL coach.
Marty Schottenheimer.
That's not right.
I don't buy it. I don't like that.
Yeah, you don't like that?
No.
Let's see. Anything else out there that stands out in the free agency? I mean, there's a lot of edge, like you said, if you're going to build around there. A lot of safeties that are going to be in this free agent class as well.
Give me some safeties.
Okay. Did I give you some in the top 10?
You just gave me the one Justin guy. Simmons.
Yeah,
that was
okay.
it.
All right. Let me see here. I got him. The next one up, Marcus May he's 28 years old. He's on the Jets. They might want to see him. And, Robert Saleh, the new coach of the Jets, is a defensive minded, so they might want to keep him around. But he should be plenty of people. John Johnson of the Rams, he's 25. He only played 6 games due to an injury that he had in 2019, but came back. In 2019, he only played 6 games. Sorry, he came back and played all snaps in 2020. So we'll see where he goes from there.
Might be able to get him for a dime.
Yeah, where do you see who needs a safety?
Well, I mean, I said it before. Dallas needs a lot of help in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Other teams that do, Denver, if they're losing their
guy, yeah. There's 2 more on here. Marcus Williams of the Saints, he's 25. Anthony Harris of the Vikings, he's 29. The Vikings tagged Harris last year, but he had an up and down year in 2020. So obviously they saw something in him. He just didn't have his best year this last year. So someone might be able to get him on the cheaper side of what they look to be paying on the up and up for a safety from there. Let's see. Couple tight ends in this list. Hunter Henry of the Chargers. Jonnu Smith of the Titans. Anyone need a tight end?
Jonnu Smith is a stud. Yeah, Dallas will be looking for a tight end if they want to make an upgrade. Cincinnati looking for a tight end. The Chargers, obviously, they lose Hunter Henry. Arizona looking for a tight end. You just said Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans is always looking for a good tight end. Not a deep tight end class either this year. Basically, you have Kyle Pitts and Patrick Freiermuth. After that, it drops down to Jordan from Miami and Long from Boston College. I don't think those two are anywhere close to what you're looking at. But Freiermuth and Kyle Pitts are the two top dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Freiermuth is probably not going until second round at the earliest, more like a third rounder.
All right. Some other names on here.
I know the Giants are looking for a tight end too. If I didn't say that already, they're looking to part ways with that kid they got from. God, was he a Bama kid?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where T.Y. Hilton was going to fit
kid.
in.
But yeah, Evan Ingram and them are having some issues.
And T.Y.'s only going to look for maybe about 9-10 a year, maybe 8.5. I don't know what they're going to give him, what deal it is. Clowney is a free agent.
Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah. He didn't have much suitors. He signed a 1-year deal with the Titans last year. He's only 28. He signed a 1-year, $13 million deal, but in 8 games, he didn't get a single sack this season. And he underwent, after week 8 or 9, he underwent season-ending knee surgery. So you might be able to get him on the cheaper side. What did I tell you? 1-year, $13 million deal. That's going to drop him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman is still in the league?
He's still in the league, Jay. He's a little long in the tooth.
He's 30. He's on the wrong side of 32.
We're talking big about him going to Dallas.
Really?
Reuniting with his old coach.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Reunited. Exactly.
Do you think Tampa Bay signs Gronkowski to another deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even after he comes out and says that he lied about his off-season workouts and everything else?
Yeah.
The man just scored you 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. You signed the man.
He scored 16 touchdowns in
You think Tampa Bay's
the
mad?
playoffs?
No, they're mad. Yeah, they're not.
I hope
mad
they're
right
not.
now.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't.
By the way, all these idiots that are bitching on Twitter about the celebration in Tampa.
What's the problem?
Well, just you know what they are. They're just idiots.
Well, because
but they're the same idiots that praise the celebration on the election, with people taking in the streets as well. So
no, the problem is that they're not supposed to be gathering in large groups.
And they said, very many people wearing masks, and then you can look at every other protest celebration throughout the last year, and I didn't see a lot of masks in those either. But anyway.
Well, they're saying that the stadium was full of 25,000 fans or whatever, but yeah.
I don't know. People just have nothing to do but complain, I think.
I think so too.
It's like there's nothing better to do right now than piss and moan.
I'm pretty sure every single person had to test negative to be able to come.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
At the Super Bowl or come to the
Super Bowl.
The celebration?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they'd had something.
I think they had regulations.
It's getting so bad, and before we go to break, it's getting so bad, just like you said, people complaining just to complain. It's getting so bad that if we drive on 53rd and we're drive by Texas Roadhouse and my daughter goes, look how packed that is. Look how packed it is. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And she's like, yeah. And she goes, I'm pretty sure those people in there complain about not social distancing. And she gets it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just complaining just to complain. And I guess that's where we're at, where, you get upset about things and it's the new thing. Go to social media and just complain about everything that's going on. What's wrong with your life?
I just share funny
it's everyone
memes.
else's fault. Yeah, and I appreciate that. All right, we're going to take a break here. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle so local. We'll be right back.
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah!
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us, we're local.
Chrissy is refinancing her home, so she shopped around for the lowest rate and found it at Amerisave.com, setting her up for a lifetime of savings. It's one decision she'll never regret, unlike wearing tap shoes to a surprise party.
Sorry, guys. Just trying to find the perfect hiding place.
Pretty regrettable, Chrissy. Unlike finding that low mortgage rate at Amerisave.com that's got you on your way to a lifetime of savings. Amerisave's rates won't be this low forever, so go to Amerisave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings. Call 866-514-SAVE or visit Amerisave.com/licensing for cost information, terms, and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all states except New York. NMLS number 1168.
An Iowa astronaut. More from the Iowa Almanac in a moment. From the small town of Williams, Iowa to the National Basketball Hall of Fame. It's been quite a career for Al McCoy, and he shares it with you in his book, The Real McCoy. It's our featured book this week at TotallyIowa.com. From his beginnings at Drake University and Iowa radio stations to being the voice of the NBA Phoenix Suns for more than 40 years, this book is sure to appeal to a variety of readers. Get your copy of The Real McCoy today at totallyiowa.com. She was 9 years old when she saw black and white images of men walking on the moon on the television in her family's home on a farm outside Beaconsfield, Iowa. Peggy Whitson says she thought that would be a cool job to have, but it started becoming possible at the perfect time for her. Just as she was graduating from high school, NASA picked the first set of female astronauts. Peggy Whitson's first space mission was in 2002 with an extended 6-month stay aboard the International Space Station as a member of Expedition 5. By the time she and her crew returned to Earth in December of that year, she had logged nearly 185 days in space. 5 years later, her second mission, Expedition 16, launched. But not satisfied with those records, she returned to space, the oldest female astronaut ever, the woman with the most total spacewalks, and the first female astronaut to command the International Space Station twice. She broke the record for most total days spent in space by any NASA astronaut. Reaching unknown heights in space, astronaut Peggy Whitson's life on Earth began when she was born in Mount Ayr on this date in 1960. And that's Iowa Almanac for February 9th. I'm Jeff Stein.
Good morning, Privates! Good morning, Drill Sergeant! I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You seem to be in a good mood today. Astute observation.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
They're even shaped like hearts. So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone? Yes, Drill Sergeant!
Happy Heart Shapes are back for a limited time. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. One of the most unique and challenging seasons in NFL history ended in a very familiar way, with Tom Brady hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. But with a day to digest his 7th Super Bowl title, the Bucs QB actually believes dealing with the pandemic brought his team together and helped mold them into champions.
With the coronavirus situation and all the protocols, it was really like football for junkies, you know? There was not really a lot of other things to do other than show up to work and play football. It was like football camp with all your buddies year-round, so I really enjoyed that part.
As for the Chiefs, quarterback Patrick Mahomes said Monday he's already begun studying what the Bucs defense did to slow down KC's high-powered offense, so that he'll be ready if other teams try to duplicate the strategy next season. Elsewhere, the Vikings promoted Clint Kubiak to be their new offense coordinator. He'll replace his dad, Gary Kubiak, who is retiring. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Maximizing your refund and your peace of mind.
Now at Staples, save up to $25 on select TurboTax software, including new TurboTax Live.
TurboTax Live puts you in touch with a live expert, or do it yourself with TurboTax desktop software.
Shop in store, pick up curbside, or get it delivered same day through Instacart. And save big every day at Staples.
While supplies last. Ends 2/13/21. Curbside available at most stores. Instacart delivery subject to availability. Additional fees may apply.
Hey, tennis fans. Listen up, because I've got 2 ways for you to ace the Australian Open on FanDuel Sportsbook. First off, you can win a share of $20,000 when you bet any Aussie Open market. Earn points when you win to climb the tournament leaderboard. And if you don't have a FanDuel account, new users can bet the top 5 men's players to win this year's Open with exclusive 30-1 odds. Just sign up and make your first deposit in the Sportsbook app. That's what I love about FanDuel. Great promos every day. Easy to use, safe and secure, fast payouts. Get paid in as little as 24 hours. Unique bet types. Same game parlay only on FanDuel Sportsbook. So just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Trevor so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook. Promo code Trevor. 21 plus and present in Iowa. For odds boost, must wager in designated offer market. $10 deposit required. $300 max bonus. For leaderboard, $10 wager required. $6,000 max bonus issued in site credit that expires in 7 days. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Your station for Cyclone basketball. The Quad Cities sports leader. ESPN 1170.
Welcome back, you little hassle maniacs. That's
Oh,
right.
boy.
We're rocking like Don Dokken here in the studio today. Coral is just so funny off there, everyone.
So
Makes
funny.
me giggle.
Yeah. So funny.
I'm the most funniest person I've ever met.
Duh.
Hey, you know what you guys should do?
What's that?
What? Go to Locals Love Us?
No.
Oh.
I think everyone listening should go to Crabhead Hasslers on Twitter and vote for who you
Troy.
want to be your Valentine. I think you should vote for me. Troy and I are tied right now.
I just find it interesting Leah doesn't have a vote yet. So let's see
Leah
if we
does
can
not have a
continue.
single vote right now.
We'll continue to
I have a vote.
Jay's got one.
It was myself.
Yeah.
My vote for myself was me.
Didn't you vote for yourself twice?
You can't vote twice.
How did you get 2 votes then?
Someone
I
else
have, like-
voted for me, and
I
then
have,
when I hit mine, there was already a vote
I have
for
like
me.
3 Twitter accounts. I'm gonna
Oh, really?
really blow this up.
I used to have several Twitter accounts. Now I just have one.
All right, so it's on Twitter at Crabhead Hasslers. It's a poll. Who do you want to be your Valentine, right?
Yep.
Jesus.
What is the world coming to?
It's a popularity contest.
What is?
Which host do you want to be your
No
Valentine?
one wants me to be their Valentine or whatever else. I mean, if we start off the show
Everybody
talking
knows
about...
I'm a cuddler. They all want to cuddle with me. Eddie wants to cuddle with me. Yeah. He wants to cuddle with me.
I'm gonna bring you guys fun
Like,
dips.
when does this thing,
Valentine's
when
on Friday?
You're doing what?
Nothing.
When is it, when do you stop with Valentine's Day? Like, what age?
Never.
Dude, I made sure I said to my wife, I go, all right, listen, you're going to get me anything for Valentine's Day, right? Because I'm not getting you squat.
Yeah.
We're going to try to go out on Saturday. If we can find a sitter.
That's about it, right? It's like, yeah, we'll go out to dinner. Do whatever
Throw
else.
a
Like,
burger down her throat. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Well, but you guys are also married, so it's different.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a dumb holiday.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You should show the person that you love them all throughout the GD year. You know
That's
what that
right.
is?
Yeah.
Some stupid day where some idiot wants you to go buy a car and Cupid's running around with a bow and arrow. Settle down, Cupid. Maybe they needed Jon Snow
Would
needed you on Game of
you,
Thrones.
since we have listeners out there and they might be out there seeking Valentine's Coral,
You guys are so cynical.
that's cynical. Would you rather somebody bought a card or someone made you a card?
Make.
Yeah. I have
Any
a
day.
wonder with crayons.
I don't even care if it's like some crappy scratch piece of paper that you write a cute little note on. I think that's so much more thoughtful than going and buying some card.
I got Mookie one time. I got
What
the
do you-
idea from my dad.
What's that?
You write it with crayon. You get nice construction paper, and you put a big heart on it, and then something.
Yeah.
Something pretty in the front, maybe a flower, draw that on the front, and then you open up and you write a poem.
Yeah.
And then the one poem is the best one ever. I like beer. I like wine. Won't you be my Valentine?
That's cute.
See?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Then you tape it to like a bottle of wine or whatever else and say, like, let's
There
split
you
this
go.
bottle of wine. I like beer. I like wine.
Let's
Won't
spot
you?
a line and let's get naked.
Yeah, no, well, that's it. Didn't rhyme with Valentine.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
let's get naked.
So
I
that's
like simple.
flowers, Coral.
Eh. If they want to, I'm not gonna say no, but like I would never expect the flowers.
Box of chocolates.
Coral doesn't like a floral display?
No.
I see what you did there.
I only like dark chocolate, so I'm kind of picky about that.
Okay. Matching bracelets from Betplex. Yeah. Is that a go-to?
They were worth 15 tickets.
Hey,
Jay.
I'll tell you what, I can probably win you a bouncy ball at the Betplex.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I won A's like 3 of them.
Yeah. I think they got some good deals
Although
there too,
she
by the
was
way. If you want to
pissed
go
off
there
that
on
the
Valentine's,
second one didn't have a unicorn on
you
it
can
like
do
the first
bowling from like 7 to 10 on Sunday nights for like $15.
Yeah, they said
Unlimited
from 4
bowling.
to 6, all of the arcade games are $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Arcade games shouldn't be $1,
yeah.
but they shouldn't be.
I think they should be 25 freaking cents.
That's what I agree with. Yes.
There is a game there where you're shooting dinosaurs of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. I want to
They
go
had
and
some
play
fun
that.
ones.
I want to go and like throw $50 into that and play it for a long
Shoot
time.
dinosaurs?
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
Well, they're coming at you live, man.
They were kind of fun.
I don't know. I don't. As far as Valentine's goes.
Oh, look
like,
at it. Listen to Chopper here on the T-Ray text thread.
What?
He sends flowers to his daughters. He says it shows them how a man should expect, or what they should expect out of men in the future.
That's a good one.
That's a
My
nice learning
Valentine
lesson,
always
Chopper.
opens the door for me, even car doors.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's a good.
Maybe he's scared you're gonna fall.
Probably.
I should do that. Yeah, I think I should focus more on like the kids and whatever else. That's a good thing by Chopper. Yeah, just to send
I like
them.
that.
I like flowers, by the way. I like them.
I like
them for no
flowers,
reason
but-
whatsoever. All right, not when you just do something wrong. Not on
Not when you
Valentine's.
feel like you need to.
Like, this is a
Amy will buy
plug.
Out of
flowers
the blue.
and out of the blue every now and then just put up a bouquet in the house every so often.
Like you're at the store
Fine.
grabbing something really quick, and you're like, "Oh, those are pretty," and you bring them home, and she's like, "What are these for?" And just because.
Well, that's it. That's what they're called at Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Not to plug Hy-Vee, but they're called just because flowers. And I'm like, that's a great way. Yeah, just because.
Yeah.
But then you do it, and then you have like some snot-nosed kid who's like, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And he's like, "Oh, you're just buying these randomly?" I'm like, "Yeah, just because. They're just because flowers. Like you guys put it
Yeah.
together, not me. You call it. You
Shut up
name
and
it.
bag the flowers, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like my lady.
Go pop your zits in the damn mirror. We don't need to hear from you, teenager.
You know.
Bag boy.
But then you do something nice like that. You get like just because flowers, and then they sit on the counter for a little bit,
And then they
straight
die.
not straight to a vase, and you're like, "What did I do here?"
You gotta have the vase, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta put them in a vase right away.
That's what I say.
I will say I got some really pretty roses.
And you gotta cut
last
the
year.
ends so they're nice. You cut them in an
I
angle.
cut the ends too. Yeah.
Yeah, at an angle.
Yeah, watch out for them roses, though. Every rose has a thorn, Jay.
Yeah, it does.
Every night has its dawn, you know. So,
You guys are so cheesy.
You are.
yeah. But honestly,
are.
like the Valentine's Day that's coming up is just. First off, it's nuts that it's February 14th already, and the other
I
thing is
know.
just that I just yeah.
Get your taxes done, people.
That's coming. Yeah, that's 2 months away. And by then we'll already have the baseball season going forward and whatnot. But
I always get mine done as soon as I possibly can.
that's the best way to do it. Get it out of the way and take care of it. But
Exactly.
yeah. So we talked a little bit about the viewership on there. It was really the Super Bowl was highly streamed, but sportsbooks made a ton of money over the Super Bowl because the public loves to bet the favorites. And it did not work out in the public's way at all. So the sportsbooks did pretty well this year. And they took in, just in general, just like if we give it, looking from state to state, approximately $117.4 million was bet on the Super Bowl in the New Jersey sports books. 116% increase from last year. So the first 2 years, the New Jersey sports books got beat. This year, they finally won, and they netted $11.3 million. Illinois made $7.7 million, their sports books of gambling. 94% of those bet in Illinois were placed online. Iowa's not on this list. Pennsylvania took in 53.6 million bets and won 9.4 million. So it was a very, very, the U.S. Sportsbook had one of their best seasons ever, especially with the Super Bowl win. So more than 136 million was bet on the Super Bowl in Nevada sportsbooks, and Nevada won 12.6 million over that. So, yeah, the sportsbooks know what they're doing. We talked about it yesterday. I felt confident, like going into the game on Sunday with where I was at. I didn't listen to the Joes. I didn't listen to like whatever else. I think that might be the 2 weeks that had it. It might be the 2 weeks, T-Roy, that they had off, but also we didn't have all the hoopla of media week and who was doing what and whatnot.
Hoopla.
So in turn, I mean, you're breaking it down. You're trying to do the X's and O's and separate from the Jimmies and Joes. But
what?
So I felt good. I mean, I was on the right side, which is a nice feeling. But look at what sportsbooks did, and now we just got to figure out exactly where it's going to go from here. I mean, the next biggest one will probably be for sportsbooks. I don't know.
NCAA tournament.
NCAA tournament. There you go. And then after that, would it be
NBA finals?
So that's not till June. You don't think anything to do with the Masters or anything to do with the Kentucky Derby if they have it?
Maybe. I mean, Masters just depends. I think more than NBA.
So the NCAA tournament, they haven't really come out with how the format was. There was one that was speculated how it was going to be, and it looked decent, but they haven't said how the formula is going to be for the NCAA basketball tournament. I mean, heck, we don't even know if they're going to have conference tournaments right now. But it'll change the way we're doing things, T-Roy. If they don't go to the traditional Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing, if they do it on Monday, Tuesday, or whatever else, that changes what we're doing for your sports bars.
Yeah.
It changes everything. If we go to, if it is on bracket Sunday where they let the brackets out, Monday we usually fill out the bracket, talk about it, who we got going where. Coral, we're looking forward to you doing that, filling out your bracket if we get to that that chance.
Oh boy.
But it's very possible that it's not what we're used to. It's not any other year. And hopefully it is this, but we're doing the show, but we have the television on, T-Ray, because we're watching basketball. It doesn't matter if it's Weber State versus Richmond. It's the NCAA basketball tournament. We're watching it. We don't know how the schedule is going to look like this year. It could very well be like, okay, they're going to release it on a Sunday, and then they're not going to start till a week from Monday. They're going to go through the entire weekend, where we're used to, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday type of thing, and moving on. And it's also, this whole thing is also changing up. Speaking of the NCAA tournament, this is when we usually do, and I brought it up, the fantasy baseball draft. And we don't know if we're going to do it again this year. We don't know if we're going to be in person.
Right.
It's you've got a league of 12 to 14 people in it. Some people just don't feel comfortable traveling. They don't want to go because we have people from out of state all over that come into town every year for this draft. And we had to do it online last year, but we had to wait till the season comes out. So we really don't know what we're doing, what we're up against here. And I think that's the frustrating thing of all of it. And going back to everything I've said here for almost 2 hours now, when am I going to get that itch? When is it that we feel like it was just, or do we just get used to this from here on out?
I don't know.
No.
I hope not.
No, it's going to be, it's got to stop.
Is the vaccine going to do it?
Should.
I hope so.
And we don't know anything about the vaccine. I don't know. I stopped reading stuff.
I did too, honestly.
Last month.
My grandma's getting her first one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
She's
That's
so
another
excited.
thing that everybody bitches about, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They just want to bitch about it.
What's that? Being vaccinated or not getting it? Which one is it?
Either. The vaccine itself, they bitch about it whether they want it. They bitch about it whether they don't want it. They bitch about it if they can't get it. They're not getting it fast enough. Who's not handing it out fast enough? Oh my God, look at that. We rate 50th in this thing. Just shut up already.
I just know that I'm so far down the list, it doesn't matter.
I mean, you can't trust the media at all because, they...
Yeah, I mean, my grandma
they're trying to give some guy an Emmy as a governor in New York, and he's got twice as many deaths there, and then they hate on this dude from Florida, has half as many deaths.
Oh my
God.
God.
Like, dude, it's ridiculous. They want to give this guy an Emmy. Like, he killed everybody.
Emmy?
An Emmy, yeah.
Because he went on television?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, you can't make it up. It's so dumb. I'm like, what? When does a politician deserve an Emmy? I don't care what they've done. I don't care who it is.
Never.
Yeah.
Well, my grandma even said, she was like, if I was a couple years younger, like in my 50s still or something, she's like, I wouldn't be getting it.
Well, then I heard of one.
What's that?
So, in the state of Iowa, they're changing the names of body bags.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Say that again?
They're not going to call them body bags anymore.
Okay.
They're going to call it Reynolds wrap.
Oh, no.
That was pretty funny, dude.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I laughed.
Yeah.
Because Kim lifted all the restrictions.
Yeah.
And everyone's acting
it,
like she's trying to kill everyone.
Yes. Dear God, I know. But yeah, I thought that was a funny joke.
I have to tell
Hey, listen,
my grandma that.
It's funny. It's funny. I don't care who it is. I mean, I'll make fun of every one of these politicians because they're all a bunch of dirtballs. Every one of them.
All of
side
them.
of the aisle they are. But yeah, they're just they played games with everybody in this country for not to sound like Leah, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
They just played games with us, and who knows?
They can go ahead and send me a stimulus, though.
No, I don't want it. I
do.
don't need it. That's fine.
I need it.
But what I'm saying is, I want them to give it to the people that need it, and just don't blank hand out this thing and especially when it's going to people that don't need it.
But how do you decipher who actually needs it?
Well, there's pretty easy ways. I mean, they make you go online. For me to try to apply for things for the business, they can vet it pretty easily. So
yeah,
I mean, if you didn't,
I filled out an unemployment freaking form for the past 8 weeks.
Well, there you go, and then I think you need it. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't, if you've been gainfully employed the entire time during COVID, and your way of making money wasn't affected, I don't think you need money.
It, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I was
had to work
employed
from home.
all of
Okay,
2020,
my
but-
bad. Might suck having to look at your wife all day, but hey, I don't know what to tell you. Should have married somebody different, guess.
Yeah.
But, I'm just saying, like, or female, if you got to look at your husband all day, same thing.
Yeah.
But if you're gainfully employed, there's plenty of people out there, especially the restaurant industry, bar industry. Think about people that have gyms,
entertainment.
Entertainment, musicians. I mean, all these people, that had
But then
jobs.
you have that article in the Quad City Times where the guy just blasts everybody and saying that they don't want to work.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're making way more being on unemployment.
I don't believe that guy. I don't believe he's not Happy Joe. So tell him right away. Just because you bought Happy Joe, you're not Happy Joe. So just want your butt in your sock for a little bit. And maybe Eldridge isn't the place to put a brand new pizza place. I don't know. I mean, I like Eldridge just fine.
Of course,
but it's not that it's not like that's the biggest population in the Quad Cities.
Yeah,
and you're not pulling from. I mean, a lot of those kids out there. I mean, think about this: Eldridge kids. What do they do for jobs? Probably do something. A lot of them are farm kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they do that, or that's what they've done in the past, or
they work at the grocery stores,
or whatever else.
Yeah.
Just because you're out there, and then granted, I mean, why would somebody want to drive 15 minutes to Eldridge when there is another place right here? And I don't buy that he's paying twice as much as other places.
No,
I highly doubt that.
I doubt it.
But whatever else. I mean, the fact that he got an article in the Times complaining about it.
Yeah.
What?
It was something else, but like I said, that's the other. I'm just saying the contrarian part of the argument about stimulus checks or whatnot or unemployment is someone saying that, like he said, he's like, I just can't get people to come work.
What's the name of that place? Tony Rococo's or something?
I think so. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Chopper's asking.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Something like that. Sackos or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's supposedly no relation or whatever else, even though he has the same last name. It doesn't matter. That being said, though, like, again, T-Roy, what you're saying is, do we ever really want to go down the path that maybe a friend of the show, Bomber, would? But, yeah, I mean, we're sitting here. We're sitting at 11 months of this. Yep. It's sad. It's sad. It's scary. It's all the stuff, and there's no end in sight, and no one has the right thing. And the governor lifts everything else. They said the kids are going back to school 100% in the 16th, but they don't have to wear. They have to wear masks. So, like, my kid doesn't want to sit there for 8 hours.
Heck no. Well, and she lifted everything, but yet so many businesses are still being like, no, we're gonna still require it.
Because you're afraid.
That's fine.
They're afraid that. That's the other thing.
Prerogative.
Yeah, but they're also afraid to be called out by social media by people who are like, this place still isn't doing it. They're spreading. They're afraid. They're afraid to get canceled.
Yeah.
We have a cancel culture. We know that.
Oh, it's so stupid. Cancel culture.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm just saying it.
You put one little toe out of line, and all of a sudden, like, your whole world is tanked. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
I see that bridge over there? I built that. You think I'm going to destroy the bridge builder? No. See that building over Jay? I built that. You think I'm going to destroy the bridge builder? No. Kiss one toad.
Exactly.
God.
All right. Fun day today. Thank you so much, Coral. Thank you, T-Roy. Good job today. Thanks, Adam, for calling in. Reminder to everybody, you can always call in 563-391-3776. We're here noon to 2. And thank you all for listening. You can listen to us on the app. Go ahead and download the app, ESPN 1170 AM, wherever you download your apps from, and also online. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Twitter. All the fun stuff. Go to Craphead Hasslers and vote for me to be your Valentine.
Me.
Yeah. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a safe and sanitized Tuesday. Stay warm, Quad Cities. See you tomorrow.